Hey y'all! So I just wanted to record this video just to talk about how I've been coping with life since my dad passed away and how his passing has changed my life. So my dad passed away on May 19th, so it's been almost 2 months, which is crazy. And it's still surreal. Like I still sit back and say, wow, he's really not here anymore. One of my good friends, my friend Rashonda, she called me the day of my dad's homegoing service, and she said that she left me an audio text, and she said that when the phone calls stop coming in, when people stop checking on you, you're just left to get adjusted to this new reality of that person not being in your life anymore. So that's where I am now, like just getting used to my dad not being here. And I still have moments where I'm just like, it just seems surreal, like that he's really not here. And I have my moments, like I try to stay busy and I don't think about it too much, but then I have moments where I'm just kind of like just still and I kind of think about my dad's, and I get down. So it's just like ups and downs. I think that's just, normal, normal with grief. But I will say that I'm glad that I had my dad in my life for so long, because all of my siblings, all of us are over 30. So we've had my dad in my life for a long time. Like I know some people that lost their parents and they were like kids, like teenagers. So I am blessed that I had my dad in my life for so long. But my dad, he had been sick for a couple of years. Like he was diagnosed with dementia about six years ago. But this past year is when his health started really like declining to the point where he needed he was completely dependent on other people to take care of him. And that's one of the reasons why I moved back to Georgia. I was living in California for the past 3 years. So I broke my lease early at the end of this past February, the end of February. And I came back to Georgia, moved back to Georgia so I could be closer to him. Like my dad and mom were living in Mississippi. So Georgia is about 5.5 hours from Mississippi. So I just wanted to be closer to home. But since I moved back, I only got a chance to see my dad in March. This past March, I went home to pick up my nieces for their spring break. And I spent a little bit of time with my dad. Like I talked to him a little bit. But it wasn't like a long conversation. It was just like in and out. And actually, the week that my dad went into the hospital, we were actually planning to go home to celebrate his birthday early, and then he was going to get honored at a medical banquet in Yazoo City for his accomplishments in the medical field. My dad was a doctor for 40 years, so they were like, at the ceremony, he was going to just get recognized for his contributions to the medical community. But we never got a chance to, he never got a chance to attend the award ceremony because he ended up in the hospital that week. 4 days before the ceremony, my older brother called me and he said that, dad was unresponsive. They put him in the hospital. So me and my sister, we drove from Atlanta to Mississippi. And when we got a chance to see him in the hospital the next day, he was already on life support. So we didn't get a chance to see him while he was conscious. So that bothered me that I didn't get a chance to see him, one last time while he was conscious. But I keep replaying the last time I saw my dad in my head, like when I saw him back in March. And I keep, thinking I wish I would have talked to him a little bit longer. When I was leaving out, I wish I would have gave him, a longer hug. You just never know when the last time you will see somebody. So I wish that I would have just spent more time with them. But my dad's funeral, it was, we had it in Jackson, Mississippi. And it was on May 27th. And the funeral, it was really nice. A lot of people at the visitation and the funeral, I just saw so many people from different stages of my life. Like me and Essie saw the doctor that delivered us. We saw people that I knew when I was in elementary school, like my elementary school principal and his wife. And I saw people from with my high school years, my college years, and just people that a lot of my dad's former patients and a lot of his medical colleagues. And it was so many people coming up to me and my family saying, your dad was such a great guy, you know, he was how much, you know, he meant to them, and what they just had so many positive things to say about him. So it really inspired me. Like I kind of thought about my life, and I was like, you know, I think I'm a good person, but I feel like, you know, I could be a better person. And it made me think about, you know, what kind of legacy am I gonna leave behind when you know, when I'm gone. But the funeral, it was nice, and it's ironic because the day of the funeral, it was like raining. Like it was really rainy and gloomy. And then I was just thinking about the repast. I was like, dang, when we go to the burial site, it's gonna be rainy. But somehow it was supposed to rain all day, but when a little bit after the funeral ended, when we were getting ready to head to the burial site, like the sun came out. It was like beautiful. It was so sunny, and I really feel like that was God, like, you know, just giving us that moment, like, of, you know, like, even though it was a sad moment, he gave us that moment of sunshine at my dad's burial site. But I really just wanted to record this video just to kind of, you know, encourage people, like, if you still have your parents in your life, especially, like, if you have older parents, just to, you know, don't take time for granted. Like, don't feel like, oh, well, I'm gonna have next time to see my loved one, or I'll see them the next day, because you just never know when the last time will be when you will see your loved one. But I just want to thank everybody for just reaching out, like texting, calling, and just showing love to me and my family during, you know, this time. But we're obviously doing better. We all have our moments. We all had our own relationship with my dad, so we're all kind of just, you know, grieving in our own way. But I feel like all of us are doing better, and a lot of that, it has to do with just people, like, you know, being supportive and showing love and reaching out to us. But I'm actually gonna add, so at the end of this video, I'm gonna add a video from 2 years ago. It was my dad's 75th birthday. So he was still, like, you know, his health was declining, but he wasn't as bad as his health wasn't as bad as it was like this last year. And I'm gonna add that video of us taking him out to eat for his birthday, because I just really, you know, that was like a nice moment with my whole family was there, and my dad, you know, he just seemed happy in that moment. But all right, y'all, so I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye. So we are on our way to Barry's. These are my nieces, Lauren and Harper. Say hey.
Hi.
That's my mom. Mom, say hey.
Hi.
And then the birthday guy is up front. Dad, say hey. Dad. Y'all already know Ashley, so we're headed to Barry's.
Right here.